Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So this is 9.4 implicit differentiations. So firstly, you have to differentiate between explicit and implicit. As you can see in your notes, explicit means you have to, you can extract, you can separate, you can split y on left hand side, just y on left hand side, and you can see all the x in terms of x in on right hand side. Okay, so implicit differentiation means we cannot separate completely. So in what way, apa-apa cara pun kamu try untuk separate x dengan y, dia tidak akan berjaya. Contoh kalau yang macam ni, if I factorize up y, I still can get y. Y factorize out and I'm going to get x plus y equals to 2x. So kalau keluarkan y squared pun, if I'm trying to separate, keluarkan y squared, I'm going to get x over y plus 1 equals 2x. So apa-apa cara pun kita nak separate x dengan y tidak akan berjaya. Jadi itu kita panggil dia sebagai implicit differentiation. Okay. So what are the methods to, the steps to differentiate implicit differentiation? Basic concept, the first one is you have to differentiate each term with respect to x. Okay, so the instruction for each of the term in the equation is d per dx. D on the top is representing differentiate. It is an instruction, differentiate. Okay, x is with respect to x. Okay, as you know, differentiate means we are going to look at the gradient, change in x. Kita nak tengok perubahan, change in x. So variable x sahaja yang kita boleh differentiate. Kalau di variable y, kita tak boleh nak differentiate with respect to x. Okay, so kena faham apa instruction yang bermaksud daripada d per dx tersebut. Okay, then after you differentiate all the terms in the equation, you have to rearrange until just dy dx on the left and the other terms on right hand side. Okay, there are two concepts, maybe a new concept for you. Whenever we want to differentiate y with respect to x, so we want to differentiate y, this, with respect to x. Okay, kalau kita nak tengok differentiate with respect to x, maksudnya kita nak tengok apakah perubahan yang berlaku ke atas x. Okay, jadi tetapi soalan suruh kita differentiate y. So kita kena laksanakan juga differentiate y itu. Macam mana nak differentiate y? Actually, we have to use the chain rule. Okay, chain rule tu yang mana? Chain rule tu yang dia ada relation antara dua variable like this. Contoh saya gunakan variable lain dulu. So that you can see what is the chain rule. Chain rule is we apply the chain. Katakan sini dA per dB. So dA here times the dB. And we can put any kind of variable, contohnya DC dekat sini. Ini kita panggil sebagai chain rule. So we're gonna use chain rule banyak dalam parametric differentiation nanti. And then for now, I'm gonna explain to you how can they get the d per dx of y is equal to dy per dx that we commonly write. Kan? Sebelum ni memang kita dah banyak gunakan when I say differentiate this equation y equals to x squared and you say dy per dx is equal to 2x. And maybe you didn't realize that you differentiate y and you got dy per dx. And how it happens. Okay, macam mana benda ni boleh berlaku? Sebenarnya sudah melalui proses chain rule. So, apakah chain rule yang berlaku daripada y pergi ke dy per dx adalah initially the question asks us to differentiate y. Okay, since dia suruh differentiate respect to x and the variable is y, we cannot differentiate it. So what happened? We're going to apply the chain rule. We still have to differentiate y. So nak differentiate y kena respect to y. Okay, jadi macam mana pelaksanaan chain rule? Dia kena balance. Left and right must be balanced. So dx akan saya letak di second term, which is the second part. This is my first part. This is my second part. Okay, how do we get it balanced left and right? So kalau saya cancel, when we look at the left hand side, dia ada d, dx dengan y. Dia ada d, dx dengan y. So ada pertambahan dy dekat sini, perlu ada di sini juga. Whenever we cancel out dy di atas dan di bawah, dia akan jadi sama kiri dan kanan. So itu maths, dia kena balance. Okay, so now we solve the first part. Okay, when we differentiate y, we're going to apply the method 2 ataupun rule number 2. Or you can think about the power rule. Okay, when we have y the power of 1, we bring down the power. Okay, now kita akan differentiate. Bring down the power. Power minus 1. Okay, so we're going to get just sorry, 1 minus 1, bukan 1 minus 0. Okay, power minus 1. So we're going to get y the power of 0 for the first part and multiply with the second part, dy per dx. And when we simplify this, y the power of 0 is equal to 1 times with the dy per dx. What do we get from here? We get the differentiation of y with respect to x is equal to dy per dx. So sebenarnya proses ini telah berlakunya chain rule yang whenever you differentiate y, you get dy per dx. Okay, so you have to know the process. You don't have to remember, you don't have to rewrite over and over again. Cuma bila soalan suruh differentiate y respect to x, you can just simply write it as dy per dx. You just have to know, bukan kita tahu y differentiate dapat dy dx dengan menghafal, dia mesti kena ada reason kenapa y menjadi dy per dx. Okay, the reason is we apply the chain rule. So basically dalam part ini adalah kita akan apply power rule. Commonly used adalah power rule. Okay, dalam implicit differentiation, untuk differentiate each term with respect to x, common rule yang kita akan apply adalah power rule, product rule, or sometimes in minor case, kita akan gunakan quotient rule. So when we have to apply power rule, whenever you see the power of x ataupun y power of n, when you have to apply the product rule, whenever you see two terms or two functions multiply each other, whenever you see x times y, or you see sine x times with y, so you can see two functions multiply each other. Or you have to apply the quotient rule whenever you have two terms, two variables, or two functions divided by each other. Okay, ini ada 3 common rules yang kita akan apply along the way untuk menjawab soalan implicit differentiation. Okay, as you can see the second note here, they apply the power rule. Okay, So we start with example 18. Example 18a, we have differentiate y to the power of 2 with respect to x. As I mentioned, we cannot differentiate y when the question asks us to differentiate respect to x. So I have to apply the chain rule. So how do we form the chain rule? D per dx, sorry, dy. We take this part because the focus is we are going to differentiate the y. That's the first part. Okay, the second part is the bottom here. It is over dx. So my equation not balanced yet. I need to put the, since I have dy dekat sini, so perlu adanya dy di sini, supaya when I cancel out dy, I'm going to get exactly the same as in the left-hand side. Okay, so we put a bracket for both parts. Okay, now simplify them. Okay, differentiate y squared respect to y, barulah kita boleh differentiate by using power rule. Bring down the power minus 1. That's for the first bracket. Second part, just copy it back, dy per dx. So the answer is 2y the power times with dy per dx with power 1. Okay, second example, b, d per dx, okay, differentiate once again respect to x. So meaning that I can just differentiate x cube sahaja kalau mengikut dia punya instruction respect to x. But still, since x cube multiplied with the y, so I have to apply the product rule. Okay, so product rule, we have two terms, two variables. The first term is u, x cube, v is y, u prime is 3x squared, v prime is dy per dx. Okay, by using the product rule, this is equal to, what is the formula? If you don't remember, you keep on writing the formula. V u prime, so we cross multiply here, plus u v prime. This with this. Okay, substitute into the formula. What do we have? We have v is y times 3x squared plus u is x cubed times dy per dx. Okay, this is equal to, we just rearrange, and usually we put the coefficient in front of the variable. Okay, ini untuk introduction sahaja, just to show you the common rules that we gonna apply when we solve the implicit differentiation. We're gonna apply power rule, and commonly kita akan gunakan product rule. Is everyone okay so far? So soalan exam dia akan keluar begini dalam soalan yang kedua. Ini contoh pertama di atas, ini contoh yang kedua. Dia akan bagi satu equation, and the question is find the dy per dx in terms of x and y. Okay, so there are two steps back to the box here. The steps to differentiate implicit, differentiate each term, then rearrange dy dx in terms of x and y. So first step here, we have to identify what kind of rule that we need to apply for each one of the term in the equation. So we focus on the first term. First term, we have y cubed. So we're going to apply the power rule here. Second term, I have 6x. So we're going to apply power rule again. And here, I'm going to apply power rule. But first, we have to put the instruction ke atas setiap term dahulu. So what is the instruction? We have to differentiate each term respect to x. Put it in front of each term. 1, 2, 3. Dekat depan ni. So, differentiate y cube, differentiate 6x, differentiate x squared. Okay, kita dah identify dia punya rule tadi. So, I'm going to apply them. So, let's start. Power rule with 3 steps. Bring down the power minus 1, and differentiate inside the bracket. So, power rule, bring down the power minus 1, and differentiate inside the bracket. Okay, for the second term, I'm going to take out 6. So, sebab 6 dia tidak related dengan x, so dia tidak akan ada apa-apa perubahan. Kita nak tengok perubahan pada variable x. I'm going to apply the power rule once again. Bring down the power 1 here, power minus 1, differentiate inside the bracket. Same here, bring down the power minus 1, differentiate inside the bracket. Okay, so simplify it. What's next? We're going to get 3y, 3 minus 1 is 2. Differentiate y, we discussed it already. Differentiate y akan jadi always dy per dx. Plus 6, this one will be 1. X power of 0 pun akan jadi 1. Differentiate x pun 1. So it is equal to 2x, 2 minus 1 is 1, and differentiate x is 1. So, to make it easy, kita buat nota supaya every time kita jumpa case begini, kita akan terus tulis dia punya jawapan without long calculation. Okay, the first one, whenever we differentiate x respect to x, it is equal to 1. Whenever we differentiate y with respect to x, it is equal to dy per dx. Okay. So actually dekat bahagian yang second step di sini, you can skip yang jawapan ni 1. Yang ni pun you can skip. Differentiate ni pun you can skip. This part pun you can skip. Sebab dia value dia 1. So value dia 1 biasanya kita tidak tulis. It's okay to skip that part. Okay. So the second step after we've done with all the process of differentiating, kita perlu tulis dy per dx in terms of x and y. Therefore, I'm going to continue it here. Dy per dx. Okay, move everything else one by one carefully. So 2x remain on the right. Move the 6 first. Minus 6. And since 3y squared is multiplied with the dy per dx, so when we move it to the right, it's going to be divide. So this is the answer. Dy per dx equals 2x minus 6 over 3y squared. Ada soalan? Any questions?
No, madam.
So far, so good. Okay. So kalau okay, kita terus proceed ke example yang seterusnya. Hopefully you can see better picture of the implicit differentiation. Okay, example yang seterusnya, we have y minus cos y equals x plus sin x. Jadi kamu kena recall balik apakah proses-proses untuk differentiate each term dekat sini. Okay, firstly we have to put the instruction dahulu. I need to put a d per dx in front of each term. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sebab dengan instruction d per dx inilah baru kita jelas apakah perlu dibuat seterusnya. So d per dx bermaksud we need to differentiate each term. Okay. So, as usual, dalam nota kita dah ada dah nombor 2 dekat sini. Differentiate y respect to x is dy per dx. Tak boleh. Ni je. So, dy per dx. So, we've done with the first part. Okay, second term dekat sini. Saya nak buat nota sikit. Hopefully you remember the concept of differentiating trigo. Ini case trigo rule yang nombor 12. Okay, kita boleh refer balik rule nombor 12. Dia ada 2 step. Step pertama, step yang pertama, you have to differentiate function, dia punya trigo function. So, kalau sin theta, dia akan jadi cos theta. Contoh. Sin theta, dia akan jadi cos theta. Contoh ya. Okay. Yang kedua, kamu perlu differentiate dia punya angle. Okay, jadi dekat sini, what do we have? We have cos y. So, differentiate cos dahulu. Differentiate cos is negative sign. It is negative sign y. Dia punya cos theta, sin theta. Okay, step yang kedua, differentiate angle. Okay, seterusnya, step yang seterusnya kita akan differentiate x. Dalam nota kita dah ada dekat sini, differentiate x is always 1 plus differentiate sin x. Ini adalah rule nombor 11. Nanti boleh refer kalau lupa. Yang ini kita akan gunakan rule 11. Rule 11 ni adalah rule yang kita boleh terus differentiate function dan dapat jawapan in one step. Maybe forgot about that. So I'm gonna recap sikit rule nombor 11 tu yang mana? Yang ni ya? Bukan, ni 12. 11 yang ini. Differentiate, terus dapat dia punya jawapan untuk hasil differentiation. So differentiate sign is cos x. So the answer for the last part is cos x. Okay. So we need to simplify and move the other term other than dy dx ke sebelah kanan. So saya nak simplify dulu yang sebelah kiri, dy per dx plus sin y. Differentiate y is dy dx equals 1 plus cos x. Okay, continue here. Differentiate, we've done with the process. So factorize dy per dx 1 plus sin y for the left hand side equals 1 plus cos x. Okay, so move this to the right and we've done 1 plus sin y. Okay, semua okay? So far kita hanya perlu nampak, perlu apply dia punya power rule. Belum lagi apply quotient dan juga product rule dalam implicit. Soalan C dan D kita akan nampak penggunaan product rule. Ada soalan? Tak ada. Okay, kalau tak ada, I need a volunteer to help me to solve part C here. Any volunteer? Ada? Ada volunteer? Nak try? Macam mana nak dapatkan jawapan dy dx bagi implicit differentiation? Ada? Come on, I need a volunteer. Ada satu, for your information, ni selingan saja ya. Saya pernah terbaca satu research. It says that research yang dibuat ke atas pelajar-pelajar, pelajar-pelajar college. Research tu kata kalau kita boleh nampak orang yang selalu outspoken dalam kelas, selalu bagi respon dalam kelas, dia boleh nampak ciri-ciri dia berjaya kat situ. Dia ciri pelajar cemerlang lah. Salah satu ciri pelajar cemerlang adalah pelajar tu dia selalu berani untuk volunteer dan banyak respon dalam kelas. Tak kisah dia respon betul atau tidak, tapi dia, maksudnya bila dia respon, dia fokus dalam kelas. Okay, tak ada. Aiman boleh? Can you help me, Aiman? Tak ramai pun hari ni. Aiman, can you help me, Aiman? Step by step here. Ada, Aiman? Kalau tak ada, Aiman, Nazmi?
Ya, madam.
Okay, Nazmi. Boleh kita buat sama-sama soalan C?
Okay, madam.
Okay. Let's start. Okay, first kali letak dulu dia punya instruction d per dx in front of each term. So, saya letak dulu. Okay, what's next, Nazmi?
Differentiate the first one to x.
Menggunakan power
Yes.
rule. Okay, dekat sini kita akan, okay, why not we write the rule dulu. Yang ni power rule.
Product.
Second term, product.
Power.
Next, power.
Power.
Next, differentiate constant. Ni rule nombor 1 lah. Okay, let's proceed. So, first term jadi apa?
2x.
Okay, plus
Plus
4
4
bracket.
x.
Okay, kita
1.
akan tulis dia punya solution, jalan kerja di sebelah kanan, put it aside untuk differentiate x, y. Okay. Kena mention dulu u prime, v prime. Ada markah dekat situ. So, mention dulu u prime, v prime.
Ux.
Okay.
U prime 1.
Okay.
Y.
Y.
D prime dy dx.
Okay. So, boleh terus masuk dalam formula di bahagian bawah ni, second row.
X.
Mhm.
1. Y.
X darab dengan
X times with dy dx.
Okay.
plus y
Plus y. Okay, plus 3. Differentiate y squared. Power rule mesti
2
ada 3 step. Okay. 2.
y
Y the power of
1
1. And then differentiate.
dy dx
Okay, differentiate y is dy dx. Okay, on the right hand side, differentiate constant. Always.
0
Okay. So what's next? Eliminate dulu semua bracket ni. Expand.
2x plus 4x dy dx plus 4y plus 6y dy dx.
Okay. So what's next?
Move 2y and 4y to right hand side.
Which one? To right hand side?
2x become negative 2x
Okay.
and minus 4y.
Okay. Next. Left hand side ada apa?
Factorize
Okay.
plus dy dx bracket 4x plus 6y.
Okay. So dy
And
per
then
dx equal to
negative 2x plus minus 4y over 4x plus 6y.
okay, what can we do to get the simplest answer?
Over divide 2.
Okay. Factorize 2. Factorize 2 atas dan bawah. Sebelum nak cancel, mesti kena factorize dulu. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
So, madam.
Okay, next example. D. Emilia boleh, Emi? Emi? Okay, kalau Amy tak boleh, siapa lagi ada dekat situ, girl? Masya boleh, Masya? Masya boleh? Example D. Okay, if no respond, I call other name, Meredith. Boleh, Meredith? Okay. Yang punya mic okay ke, Meredith?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Can you help me to solve part D?
Okay.
Okay, how do we proceed here?
Sekejap ya, madam. Line saya.
Okay, the first one we're going to apply power rule. The second term will be dy dx. The third term using product, because we can see x times y. And this one we're going to use power rule.
Yes, madam.
Okay, start Meredith.
My the 2 bring to the front, so is equals to d. We'll get the y. Mine is different, madam. But yeah, dy dx.
Okay. Next.
The one 2 yes, and then dy dx.
Okay.
And then the one we use the product rule.
Okay,
So
I'm going to put
the
it
product
here.
rule, yes.
Tell me u prime, v prime.
Yes. The answer would be y plus x dy dx.
Okay, wait a minute. So the answer of the product rule, once again?
Y plus x dy dx.
Okay, next.
This one differentiate, we get 3x over 2.
Okay, what's next?
Next, multiply, so 3 will get 6y dy dx, and then plus 2y 2 dy dx, and then y, and then plus x dy dx. Salin balik juga yang 3x power 2.
Okay, then?
Then now can factorize yang 6y dy dx and the 2 dy dx with the x dy dx.
Okay. What do we have on the right? 3x squared.
3x squared minus y.
Okay. Last step?
Last step, bawa yang 6y plus 2 plus x pergi ke right side. Yes,
Okay, anything to do for the simplest answer?
Simplest answer,
Is this the simplest answer or not yet?
that is the simplest answer.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Meredith. Okay, so that's the fourth example for implicit differentiation. Next. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more examples. Okay, next example, we have sine x plus y. So x plus y is the angle of sine, which is the sine theta, dia macam tu lah. So x plus y is the theta, and we have y here. So now I need to put the instruction in front of each term first, d per dx, so that we know what's next. Apa yang kita akan buat selepas itu. So we are going to differentiate sine theta and also differentiate y respect to x. And obviously on the right it will be dy per dx. Okay, untuk yang sine di sebelah kiri, we're going to apply once again rule number 12. Rule number 12. Rule number 12 is with 2 steps. Firstly, we have to differentiate the sine theta first. Sine theta will be cos theta, first step. Second step, we have to differentiate the angle. Okay, differentiate sine theta, we're going to get cos theta. Cos theta means cos x plus y. And then times, with the second step is differentiate the angle. Differentiate angle with 2 terms. First term, differentiate x is 1 plus differentiate y is dy per dx. And on the right, we have dy per dx. And then I will expand the bracket so that we can see clearly the terms that contains dy dx. Okay, expand cos plus cos x plus y dy dx. I'm gonna move the dy dx from right to left and make it equal to 0. Okay, so we're gonna leave the second term and the third term on the left so that we can factorize it out, the dy dx. So inside the bracket, we're gonna have cos x plus y minus 1 here is equal to, then we have to move this term to the right hand side. So it's going to be negative cos x plus y. Then after that, move this bracket to the right. We have the final answer, dy per dx equals negative cos x plus y over cos theta minus 1. Or you can put the negative 1 dekat depan pun boleh juga. Dia akan jadi negative 1 plus cos theta. And this is the final answer. Never ever cross cancel out cos dengan cos ni ya. Lain. Dekat atas ni dia ada cos theta, bawah dia ada cos theta minus 1. So totally different. Okay, next example, we have y cot x equals 3x squared plus 4. So we have 3 terms. First one here. Second. Third. So ada 3 step nanti. For the first term, we have to apply the product rule since we have 2 terms. Ada y yang darab dengan cot. So for the left hand side, kita akan gunakan product rule. Yang ini kita akan guna power rule biasa. Bring down the power, power minus 1. This last term is differentiate constant and the answer always 0. Okay, I'm gonna do it in PowerPoint so that I can get a bigger space. Okay. So we are clear what to do. So let's start. I'm going to put a dy, so d per dx in front of each term dahulu. Dengan adanya instruction, barulah kita boleh buat proses differentiation tersebut. Okay. So I'm going to put a u dengan v, put it aside di bahagian tepi. To differentiate y cot x. Okay, kita kena clear bahagian mana yang kita nak gunakan product rule. So u equals y, v is cot x, u prime is equal to dy per dx. Okay, v prime, what is the product of differentiating cot x? Kita akan terus dapat jawapan menggunakan rule nombor 11. Let's see, rule number 11. Cot x is equal to negative cos x squared x. Negative cosec squared x. Okay, then we cross multiply to get the product. Okay, so in the next row, we're going to have u darab dengan v prime. So y times negative cosec squared x plus v darab dengan u prime cot x dy dx. This is equal to, okay, this part, kita akan apply power rule. So bring down the power. 3 times 2 is 6. X to the power of 1 plus differentiate constant is 0. Okay, so I hope you can get the final answer in a step sebenarnya. Tapi to make it clear, saya akan buat 2 steps. Okay. So kita akan letakkan di sebelah kiri the second term yang ini. I'm going to move the first term to the right first. So dia akan jadi tambah. Okay, we move quad to the right. So dy per dx is equal to 6x plus y cos x squared x over cot x. That's it. Okay, 2 more examples. Example 3. If y cube equals to, if nak second ini soalan pasir yang saya ambil ni. If y cube equals to 2 ln bracket sed x y cube for x greater than 0, y greater than 0. So this is just additional information untuk jadikan soalan ini valid. Sebab soalan ini akan valid sekiranya x more than 0 and y more than 0 sebab dia ada ln dekat sini. Okay, ln of something must be greater than 0. Okay, find the value of dy per dx when y equal to 1. So proses dia sama, kita akan differentiate each side and then rearrange dapatkan dy per dx, kemudian masukkan nilai y sama dengan 1. So jawapan dia mesti dalam bentuk nombor. Find the value. Find the value. So tidak boleh ada variable x ataupun variable y dalam jawapan akhir. Okay, seterusnya use this. I'm going to put the instruction dahulu. D per dx on the left and right. Then we decide the rule. Okay, on the left, we're going to apply the power rule with 3 steps. Bring down power, power minus 1, differentiate inside the bracket. And then on the right hand side, I'm going to use the differentiation of log. Kalau tak silap, rule nombor 9 ke? This part. Nombor 10. To differentiate ln ataupun log, this part, when we have ln fx, it's going to be 1 over fx times with f prime x ataupun f prime x over fx. But now I have 2 choices. The choices are sama ada saya terus gunakan rule nombor 10. Tapi dia punya cons sedikit. Kalau rule nombor 10, dia akan jadi 1 over sed x y cube darab dengan differentiate yang bahagian bawah. Nak differentiate bahagian bawah, kita akan gunakan product rule. Where the u is sed x, v adalah y cube. Okay. So it's going to be long kan? Dia akan jadi panjang dekat sini. So untuk avoid the long calculation, saya akan simplify di sebelah kanan. So this is the skill yang kamu kena ada sebenarnya dalam exam. To make it easier and faster to get the final answer. So, untuk avoid jalan kerja yang terlalu panjang dekat bahagian sini, product rule, saya akan simplify soalan dengan apply rules of log. Okay, how to apply rules of log? Kita akan gunakan rule log A times B equals to log A plus log B. So I'm gonna simplify the question first.
Hah? Wajib je balik. Belum.
Evelyn, kamu punya mic terbuka tu. Okay. Okay, so ini saya apply dia punya rules of log. Yang darab dia akan jadi tambah. Dan simplify sedikit lagi untuk gunakan dia punya power rule. Bring down the power. Okay, then I expand 2 masuk ke dalam. So hopefully this is the last, the simplest question that we can have. Okay, lepas tu dah dapat simplest question, barulah easier for us to differentiate. Okay, now we can differentiate them. So, sebelah kiri kita akan gunakan power rule, bring down the power. Power minus 1, differentiate y is dy per dx. Okay, remember ya, buat power rule mesti ada 3 step. Differentiate ln x by using rule number 10. Ln x always 1 over x. Take out 6. Okay, ln y, how to differentiate? We're going to use this one. Okay, we're going to use this one, ln y. So it means that it's going to be 1 over y times differentiate the y. Okay. So it's going to be 1 over y times differentiate yang bawah. Means that differentiate y. Okay, expand. Okay, so dalam bracket tu actually kita ada 1 over y darab dengan dy per dx. So letak saja 6 dekat atas tu, jadilah 6 dy per dx. Okay, jadi dy dx move to the left. Nanti kita akan factorize out dy dx, barulah akan bahagi ke kanan. Continue here. Okay, dy dx semua ke kiri. So 3y squared dy dx minus 6 over y dy dx equals 1 over x. Okay, factorize out dy dx. So we have from first term 3y squared. From second term 6 over y. Okay, for this step, you have 2 choices. Sama ada, the first one, you simplify the fractions dulu. Simplify all the fractions dahulu. Kemudian baru masukkan value yang dia bagi. Ataupun for me, easier for me to substitute first, then simplify fraction. Sebab kalau simplify fraction takes time juga kalau siapa yang ada problem dengan simplify fraction. So, my advice adalah kamu masukkan dulu nilai y. So, y ada berada di bawah. Nanti kita boleh press terus calculator untuk dapatkan final answer. 6 over 1. Okay. As I said earlier, find the value means we have to leave the answer in numbers. Mesti dapat jawapan dalam bentuk nombor sahaja. Cannot have any kind of variable. Tetapi dekat bahagian sini, I have x. So, x ini perlu kita cari nilai dia berapa. How? By taking y equals to 1, substitute into the equations yang dibagi daripada soalan asal. So, when y equal to 1, here put the 1 power of 3 equals to 2 ln sec x times y power of 3. Okay. Saya akan tulis, mesti kena tunjukkan jalan kerja tersebut dengan jelas. So, saya akan buat di bahagian tepi. From y cube equals to 2 ln sec x times y cube, when y equals 1, it's going to be 1 equals 2 ln sec x. Sec x times 1 lah. I don't want to put the 1. Okay. So 1 over 2 pindah. Okay, then we have ln e with the base e. You can keep base ataupun you can exponent both sides. So e the power of 1 over 2. equals to third x. So x with the power of 1/2, power 1/2 pindah sebelah jadi 2/1. Okay, 1/2 pindah sebelah kuasa akan jadi 2/1. So, dia potong jadilah equal to E. So, it means that 1/x yang kita tinggalkan tadi sebenarnya 1/E. And it's not wrong untuk tinggalkan jawapan dalam bentuk decimal number, tetapi examiner prefer kamu tinggalkan jawapan dalam bentuk exponent. So, how do we solve this? It's going to be 1/E over 3 minus 6 is negative 3. Okay, ini tips yang saya dah bagi hari tu. Kalau ada fraction dekat atas, simply bring it down. So, jawapannya negative 1/3E. Okay, kalau nak press calculator, it's not wrong. Tapi, jawapan dalam bentuk E adalah lebih baik. Okay, one more. Question 4, if y cube equals to minus 3x squared, y equals to 6x, proof. Okay, ini soalan favorite exam juga. Pernah beberapa kali dia suruh kita proof. Okay, jadi seperti biasa macam kita jawab dalam chapter 7 dulu, bila ada soalan proof, kita akan pilih one side untuk start. Let's say I'm going to start from left hand side. From left hand side. Selalunya kita akan start dengan left hand side. Let's say I write the left hand side dulu. Kemudian I put what is the y squared, what is the second derivative, what is the dy dx, masukkan. And then simplify. Last kali mesti dapat 2y. Kalau dapat 2y, maksudnya kamu berjaya jawab soalan tersebut. Proven. Okay, so tengok pada dia punya sebelah kiri. Requirement yang ada, yang perlu ada adalah first derivative, dy dx. Ini dia perlukan dy dx juga. Yang ni dia perlukan second derivative. So, I need to differentiate twice, 2 kali, sebelum kita boleh start proving. Okay, let's start. So, from y cube minus 3x squared, y equals to 6x. I'm going to put the instruction dulu di depan. Okay, then we are ready for differentiating the functions. Okay, yang di sebelah kiri, first term y cube, I'm going to use power rule with 3 steps. Bring down power, power minus 1, differentiate y. For the second term, we have 2 variables, 3x squared and y. So, we're going to use product rule. Okay, yang ini differentiate, keluarkan 6, differentiate x sama dengan 1. Gunakan power rule jugalah sebenarnya. Okay, what's next? Kita akan terus differentiate. First term, we're going to get 3y. 3 minus 1 is y, power of 2. Then differentiate inside the bracket, which is differentiate y, is dy per dx. Minus. I'm going to put it aside. Kena tunjukkan clearly kamu punya u prime, v prime. To differentiate 3x squared y. With the u equals to 3x squared, u prime equals to 6x, v is y, v prime is dy per dx. Okay, masukkan dalam formula with a big bracket, cross multiply, 3x squared times dy per dx plus y times 6x. Equals 6. Then differentiate x is equal to 1. Okay, eliminate dulu dia punya, get rid of dia punya bracket. So, expand the negative here and here. So, we're going to get next step 3y squared dy per dx minus 3x squared dy per dx. Okay. minus 6xy. Usually we put the coefficient in front of variable. Okay, so okay, we have two choices here. Untuk dapatkan second derivative, saya ada dua pilihan. It's up to you. Okay, dua pilihan tersebut adalah, saya buat nota, two choices to find second derivative. Yang pertama, you rearrange the equation dy in terms of x and y. So dy dx sebelah kiri dan dan other terms x dengan y di sebelah kanan, then you are going to use the quotient rule. Okay, yang kedua, kalau tak nak rearrange, kamu boleh terus straight away differentiate. From last step. Last step maksudnya step yang inilah. Okay. Kalau yang ini, kamu akan gunakan product. Sebab you can see dekat bahagian sini, dia akan ada 3y squared darab dengan dy dx. 3x squared darab dengan dy dx. 6x darab dengan y. Ada u, ada v kat situ. Okay. So, share me your thought. Yang mana satu you think easier? First choice ataupun second choice? Gunakan quotient ataupun product? Okay, which one do you want to choose? First ataupun second? Second. Second. Okay, kalau second, okay, boleh. So, I'm going to show you the second method. Okay, so kita akan terus differentiate. So, bear in mind, kita akan gunakan product rule. So, carefully choose the UV. So, tak sini UV. Okay. Instead of writing everything aside dekat sini, kalau tengok dekat sini kita akan apply 1, 2, 3. 3 kali product rule. Instead of writing ada 3 kotak, tapi ini the best one lah sebab kita akan tengok in detail every every part, every term. Ini baguslah kita nak differentiate satu persatu. We put it aside. Tetapi kalau yang siapa boleh mental math, boleh fikir dalam otak dan boleh differentiate dalam otak, kamu boleh terus pergi ke next step. Okay, cara dia, kita akan buat terus masukkan dalam formula of product rule. U V prime plus V U prime. Okay, cara dia, ini cara orang cepatnya. Siapa yang tak boleh nak catch up, nanti perlu buat satu persatu yang ini. Itu kalau tak boleh nak catch up. Untuk yang cara cepat ni, cara dia adalah kamu akan salin differentiate. Lepas tu salin yang term kedua, differentiate term yang ni. So macam U prime, V prime. So kamu akan gunakan flow ni lah. Salin, differentiate yang next, salin yang next, differentiate yang first. Okay, macam tu ya. Itu cara cepat. So cara dia, saya akan salin dulu yang U, 3y squared. Okay, lepas tu kita akan differentiate yang V. So differentiate V ni, saya kena tak nota sikit. Letak flow. Y kalau differentiate dia akan jadi dy dx. Dy dx kalau differentiate lagi, akan dapat second derivative. Begini. d2y over dx squared. Okay, tak nota. Guna pen merah. Okay, jadi balik pada step tadi. Salin, differentiate yang second, So V prime plus V U prime. So U prime power rule 3 step ya. Bring down power minus 1, differentiate bracket. Differentiate Y. Okay, itu untuk first term. Okay, sekarang saya akan gunakan pen lain supaya kamu boleh nampak perbezaan. Second term sekarang, U, with a big bracket, U, V prime, plus V, U prime. Okay. Seterusnya, tolak lagi. Okay, tolak. Buat big bracket. U, V prime, plus V, U prime. Okay. Equals, differentiate 6 adalah 0. Differentiate constant. Okay, so sekarang kita akan get rid of semua bracket by multiplying all of them. What do we have now? First term doesn't change. Sini, okay, sini letak dia punya constant dulu dekat luar. 6y. And then you can see dy dx darab dengan dy dx, jadi dy dx bracket square. Okay, tolak. Terus expand ke dalam. 3x squared second derivative minus 6x dy per dx minus, okay, terus yang ini 6x dy dx minus 6y equals to 0. Okay, surprisingly, kalau kita gunakan second method yang ini tadi, differentiate from last step, we apply the product rule. Surprisingly, kita akan terus dapat proof equation yang dia minta ni, yang ini. Sebab as you can see, I hope you realize it, step dekat sini kita dah boleh nampak dah. Something equals something dekat sini. So we just need to rearrange the equation until we get exactly like this. So I don't have to start from the left hand side and we substitute yang second derivative sampai dapat yang 2y ni. Okay. Kalau yang first choice tadi, cari dy dx, rearrange, gunakan quotient rule untuk dapatkan second derivative. Yes, you start from left, masukkan second derivative, masukkan yang ini, simplify, barulah dapat 2y. Okay, kamu boleh faham ke apa yang saya cakap? The proses dia ada sikit perbezaan lah. But for me, easier untuk kita gunakan yang second method. Sebab second method memang hasil differentiation tu dalam simplest form akan dapat seperti yang dia minta dalam soalan. Okay, so what's next? Kita akan keep on track dia punya equation ni. Kita kena tengok cara dia susun. Okay, kalau tengok dekat sini, dia susun dulu yang highest power, highest degree di first term. Lepas tu dy dx squared di second term dengan dy dx di third term. Okay, kita akan buat benda yang sama, follow dia. So yang highest degree, second degree yang ini, dengan ini kita akan combine, jadikan dia sebagai first term. Dan kalau boleh nampak dia dekat situ dia factorize kan. 3y squared minus 3x squared. Dia factorize yang second derivative. Okay. Kemudian back to the equation. Apa dalam second term? Second term dia ada dy dx yang square tu. So cari dy dx square di mana? Yang ini sahaja. Okay, so kita akan letakkan dia di second term plus 6y dy per dx squared. And then back to the equation, dia letakkan second dy dx di term yang ketiga. Mana tadi? Yang ini. 1, 2. So tolak. Tengok dia punya sign plus ke minus? Minus 4x. Minus 4x. Kita tak dapat minus 4, kita dapat minus 12. I guess I did something wrong. Maybe. Okay, kalau tengokkan dekat sini, oh yes, we did. Betul, kita buat betul. Okay, what we can do next is we can divide everything by 3. Okay, so yang ini akan bahagi 3, dapatlah y squared minus x squared. Yes, we're gonna get the answer in a step. Okay, ini bahagi dengan 3 akan dapat 2. Dapat 4. Okay, ini dapat 2y. So 2y inilah yang dia pindah ke kanan. We got exactly the same after we move the 2y on the right. So kena dapat sebiji sama macam yang dia minta. Jangan tinggalkan dekat sini. Barulah we can claim proven. Okay, homework for today, exercise 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 21 hari bulan 11. I'm going to check it tomorrow. Okay, any questions? Tak ada. Okay, so if there is no question, I'm going to stop here. Kalau ada apa-apa nanti boleh PM saya.